Hey guys, today I have put together a short sequence to target the back line of the legs, focusing on the hamstrings, as well as loosening up some space around the hip joints and the low back. I will be using a strap for a few shapes today. So if you have a yoga strap or anything that can resemble that today for your practice, have that handy. As always, please listen to your body, take rest when you need to. And if anything does cause pain in the body or you feel like you're pushing your body outside of its natural range, I encourage you to ease off and reset. Ultimately, allow your breath and your body to be your guide. We'll start on our back in a supine bound angle. Okay, so resting on your back, soles of your feet together, knees open up to either side of the space. Again, your strap is nearby if you do have access to one today. Bring your left hand to your heart, your right hand to your belly. And let's take a few rounds of breath together to arrive in the physical body, check in with how you're feeling. And this is just a good way to create awareness as we move in and out of each pose, each shape, so that we're not causing harm to the body and that we're able to do some good and relieve some stress in the body today. When you are ready, take your hands to your outer thighs. Guide your knees in together to touch. Bring your right knee and then your left knee in towards your chest for a gentle squeeze in. You can rock your body from side to side. Use that to invite some length along your spine. Keep your right knee in towards your chest and lower your left foot down to the mat. And begin to extend your right leg long up towards the ceiling. Now, this is a good place to add your strap, especially if you are quite tight in the back of the leg. You can take your strap just below the mound of each toe. Okay? And bring both ends of the strap into your right hand. Okay, you can bring your left hand to rest on the front of your, left hand on the front of your left hip. And it's early in the practice, so let's invite some movement for mobility to start. So begin to bend and extend through your right knee. Each round invites the body to soften. You can slowly start to add a gentle opening to the right. You can send your foot towards the left as you continue to bend and extend through your right knee. Just check in with the range of motion, check in with anywhere that feels really sticky or tight. And allow these first few moments of the practice to be curious and present in your body. And when you feel like you have removed a bit of that sticky feeling in the back of the leg or around the hip joint, can you pause and allow your breath now to move the body? So as you inhale, expand to the very top of your lungs. And as you exhale, can you watch how your body may start to soften with the breath out? Inhale, fill up. Exhale, soften into the shape. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Guide your right knee back in towards your chest. Give your right knee a slow rock from side to side. Can remove your strap as you lower your right foot down to the mat. Might feel good to extend your right leg long. Roll out your ankle a few times in each direction. And we'll move to the other side. Draw your left knee in towards your chest. Extend your left leg up towards the ceiling this time. And again, option to use your strap. You'll hook it just below the toes. Bring both ends of the strap into your left hand. Right hand will rest on the front of your right hip. And begin with movement. Soft bend and extension through your left knee. There may be a bit of a snap, crackle, pop in the joint. Just move with ease. You're welcome to add that slow shift of your left foot and leg from side to side. Acknowledge where you're feeling the resistance. And at any point through this movement, you're welcome to pause in a variation that might feel really sensational or a shape that feels a bit more comfortable, depending on what it is you're looking to gain from this time on your mat. And after you're through with that guided exploration, can you pause and allow your breath to assist you in softening in the shape? Each inhale breath, fill up. Exhale, observe how your body can change. 2 more, inhale and exhale. 1 more time, inhale. Exhale. Soften your left knee back in towards your body. Give your knee a gentle rock from side to side. Lower your left foot down to the mat. Remove your strap. Option to extend your left leg long. And eventually both knees will meet in towards chest. Give yourself another big hug and big squeeze. Happy baby. Take your knees towards your armpit. Stack your ankles up over your knees. And you'll soften your hands either or somewhere behind your knees, at your calf, your ankle, or if it's available, the pinky side edge of each foot. You can invite that slow rock from side to side, massage out your back body. And for this happy baby, I invite you to explore lengthening or extending out through your leg, charge through your right heel from side to side. And once again, we feel some sensation in the back of the legs, and this shape may start to create a bit more sensation along the inner line. Take a few more rounds of breath. You're welcome again if there's a variation of this shape that is creating a bit more meaningful sensation. You're welcome to pause there, hold. And use each round of breath to support you in maybe creating some ease in this stretch, especially if it feels quite intense today. Slowly, when you're ready, draw your knees back in towards your chest. 1 more squeeze here before we move along. Take your hands to the back of your knees, rock and roll along your spine back and forth 2, 3, 4 times, and rise up to a seat. Extend your legs long out in front of you. Anchor down through your sit bones. Charge through your heels as your toes flex back towards your shins. Bend your left knee, draw your heel in towards your body, and then slowly open your left knee out towards the left side of your space. Realign as much as you need to. The sole of your left foot meets your inner right thigh. Strap might be useful to have here. Okay, I'll show you the few options we have. Inhale, take your arms overhead, lengthen up tall through your spine. As you exhale, slowly hinge forward. Your torso will fold over your right leg. If it's available, soften a grip around the right foot at your ankle or your calf. If you're really tight in the back of the leg, a bend in the knee may feel a bit more supportive. Option to use your strap. So as you hinge forward, you can take your strap around your foot, just like we did on our back. Okay, and then let's use the breath as a tool to settle in. As you inhale, lengthen along your spine. As you exhale, slowly hinge forward from the hips. Think of sending the crown of your head towards the front of your space. Again, inhale, breath to lengthen. Exhale, slow fold. Let's take a couple of rounds of breath here together. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. One more time, inhale, breath, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. You can linger in this pose for as long as you like. When you are ready to come out, move slowly, release the strap if you have it. Let's all take our hands behind us. Bring both feet flat to the mat and windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Rock right and left. Let this feel like a reset for the body before we move to the other side. Send your legs out long in front of you again, heels forward, toes flex back, anchor through your sit bones. Right knee and heel will draw in towards the body this time, really tall. Soften your right knee out to the right side of your space as the sole of your right foot lands at your inner left thigh. Okay. Your options are here for you again. Acknowledge that right and left side will always have either a little bit more or less space compared to one another. So we move into each side like it's brand new. Okay. Inhale, breath, reach your arms overhead. As you exhale, slowly hinge forward. Okay. Maybe wrap your hands around your left foot, bend your left knee if you need to modify slightly, or use your strap as a bit of support. Wrap it just below the toes. Then inhale to lengthen through your upper body. That invites space. Exhale to move into new space created in the body. Again, inhale, breath, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Okay, a few more times. Inhale, breath. Exhale, fold. Crown of your head extends towards the top of your space. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly come back up through center. Remove your strap. Bring your hands behind you, both feet flat to the mat. Another opportunity to flush out. Windshield wiper knees from side to side. Slowly cross over your ankles. Roll onto all fours into a tabletop position. With your hands on the mat, spread your fingertips wide, knees, hips stack. Okay, tuck your toes under and extend your right leg long behind you. Right toes reach towards the back of the mat. And invite a slow rock, a slow shift forward and back. This one you may feel in the hamstring muscles, or you may start to feel this more in the calf. But again, we're inviting some length into the back of the right leg. Really subtle movement, but maybe creating some sensation for you. A couple more rounds of breath. Slowly bring your right knee back onto the mat. Same thing, other side. Extend your left leg long behind you. Okay, that slow shift forward and back. Few rounds of breath. Ease into the back of the leg. Left knee will settle back onto the mat. All right, downward facing dog. Walk your hands forward just slightly, tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back. Create that inverted V shape with your body. Downward dog, actually a really great pose for stretching out the back of the legs. I like to use my first downward facing dog as an opportunity to, again, get curious in the body, pedal your knees a few times, think of lifting through your heels and then charging them back down to the mat for more of a slow, subtle stretch. Yeah. And eventually you can intensify by pausing
in more of a steady, still downward dog and energetically charging your heels down to the mat. Now, it's totally fine if they don't meet the mat, okay, but that energetic drawing downward is going to create sensation in the back of the legs. If it's a lot for your hamstrings, you can always keep a soft bend in your knee, but you'll notice that you can still charge down through the heels to create some sensation. It'll be a little bit different for everyone, of course. So move in a way that feels right for your body and be patient. Practice patience in this practice as the poses will gradually start to feel a bit better over time. From downward dog, come high on your tiptoes, look towards the top of your mat, slowly walk your feet all the way forward. There's a standing forward fold at the top of your mat. Feet are out hip distance or wider. Okay, bend your knees as much as you need to. Use an inhale to halfway lift, lengthen. Okay, so the crown of your head extends forward, straight line from the top of the head towards your tailbone. Exhale, slow fold. 2 more just to create some mobility in the body. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees as much as you need to. 1 more time. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Okay, we'll hold here in our standing forward bend. Let your head hang heavy. There may be a gentle shake, no yes, to release some tension in the back of the neck. You can keep a bend in your knees as much as you need to prevent pain in the body or overstrain. But wherever you are, focus on tilting your sit bones up towards the ceiling to create the length in the back of your legs as you allow the torso to fold forward. You can keep your hands on your mat or grab opposite elbows for more of a dangle shape. Okay, and you can let your upper body sway from side to side, shake your head, no, yes. Okay, I think it's important to remember in these poses, there's never this expectation to be still. The body moves constantly just by way of breath. Okay, so there's no reason to feel like you are stuck in any pose or shape that's not feeling that great in your body. Move so that you can feel some of the stress dissipate, some of the strain, resistance in the body to slowly loosen. Okay, take a few more rounds of breath. Linger in this shape for as long as you need to, but when you are ready, bring your hands back onto the mat. Take a soft inhale to lengthen along your spine. As you exhale, deep bend in both knees and step your left foot towards the back of the mat, towards a lunge. Right foot stays near the top of your mat. Your knee and ankle stack as you slowly lower your left knee down to the mat. Option 1, keep your hands on the mat. Option 2, bring your hands to rest on your right thigh. Option 3, arms can reach overhead. Okay, so we're here in our modified lunge shape. Back knee is on the mat, upper body is tall. With your inhale, lift up tall through your upper body. On your exhale, can you drop your hands down to the mat? Slide your left knee back slightly, followed by your hips as you extend your right leg long for your half split shape. Okay, so right away, you may start to feel this in the back of your right leg. Think about flexing your toes towards your right shin, tilting your sit bones up towards the ceiling, maintaining length along your spine, and creating some ease with the breath. Okay. We'll move between those two poses, allowing the breath to guide us. So inhale, shift forward, right foot meets the mat. Arms reach up and over if you're taking them there. As you exhale, hands to the mat, hips slide back, fold. Okay. 3 more rounds with your breath. Inhale, shift forward, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to the mat, hips slide back and fold. Okay, 2 more, inhale. And exhale. Okay, 1 more time, inhale.
And exhale, ha. You can stay in this pose, hold with your breath, especially if it feels like it's supportive in releasing stress in the back of your leg. When you are ready to move on, we'll transition to the other side by pressing forward back onto the right foot. Tuck your left toes, find a bit of buoyancy to step forward, and then step your right foot towards the back of the mat. If you need a few more rounds of breath for that transition, take your time. Eventually, we'll meet with right knee on the mat, hands on the mat, or hands on the thigh, or arms overhead. Take a few rounds of breath to settle into sensations on this side of the body. Remember, right and left will always feel a little bit different. Okay. Move with that awareness. Inhale, arms reach up and over. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Tuck your right toes. I usually slide my right knee back to create more space for the left leg to move into. Hips slide back, left leg is long, knees bent as much as you need it to. Flex your toes back towards your shin. So I would encourage you to keep a bit of activation in this stretch, meaning draw your left hip back, right hip forward. There's that subtle tilt of your sit bones up towards the ceiling. Flex through your left ankle. Okay. Inhale here, exhale to soften in. Let's flow with breath. Inhale, shift forward, left foot meets the mat, arms sweep up and over. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat, hips slide back and fold. 3 rounds with breath. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, hands to the mat, hips press back and fold. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Okay. Again, you're welcome to linger, explore further in this shape. When you are ready to transition out, left foot will meet the mat. This time, tuck your right toes, step back into one more downward facing dog. Use this down dog as a reset, paddle out your knees. You may notice new space in the back of your legs. Slowly lower your knees down to the mat. Sit hips on heels, hands on thighs, and give your shoulders a big roll. You're welcome to close down your eyes if there's comfort there. Catch your breath and land back into your physical body. You slowly roll onto your sit bones. You can turn to the long edge of your mat. We'll take one more pose before we move on to our back, seated wide leg forward fold. So you'll take your legs out to a straddle shape, heels open, or heels and toes stack. Try to prevent the toes from rolling open or falling inward. Okay. Sit bones are rooted, tall upper body. Inhale, lengthen. On your exhale, slowly walk your hands out in front of you. And just like we did in our standing forward fold, I invite and encourage you to explore some movement. A gentle rock from side to side as you loosen up any resistance in the inner thighs or your low back. And as the space opens up for you in your body, you may walk your fingertips out further, land on your forearms, your elbows. If this pose is quite intense, I encourage you to stay upright through the upper body, stay high on your fingertips. You might even stay in even closer. Seated here might feel like more than enough of a stretch. You can also modify this shape by keeping your feet a little bit closer together, so a smaller V shape. Okay. Or you can always take this pose similar to how we started with the seated forward fold. One leg extended out, one knee bent in, and fold from here. That might feel like a little bit less pressure or create a little less sensation for the inner thighs. So you take what you need. Always lots of ways to modify. And when you are ready to come out of this pose, we'll do so together. Press into your hands to rise up. Draw one knee in at a time. You can turn to face the top of your mat. Windshield wiper again can feel really good after that hold. And eventually, as you windshield wiper, work your way onto your back. Come all the way down. Bring both feet flat to the mat. Pause for a moment here. I like to close practice with a bridge flow. I think it's a nice way to bring some balance back into the body. So really gentle movement, feet flat to the mat. As you inhale, press into your feet. Lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Exhale, slowly soften your hips back down. So we're not forcing anything. We're not using this as a strength exercise, just more subtle in creating some balance between the front and the back line of the body. Okay, 3 more with the breath. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. One more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. I think I said 3 more, so let's do 1 more. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Extend your legs long down the length of your mat. Take your arms out to either side. And the most important part of this practice is in these final few moments, when we come out of the movement, we come out of sensation, and we get to land back in the body, check in with how we feel now, tune back into new energy, maybe feel really at peace, at ease after working through some deep stretching and challenging movements. I always encourage at least 5 to 10 breaths here so that you can soak up this new feeling. And I'll leave you guys resting in your final pose today. Take as much time as you need and can. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through this movement practice today. Such a pleasure. From my heart to yours, namaste.